To the latest from the Middle East now, in Israeli media reporting at least 7 Israeli soldiers have been killed in an ambush in Gaza City. Israeli ground troops are still locked in heavy combat in and around Gaza City more than 6 weeks after soldiers invaded the north. Clashes raged overnight and into Wednesday in multiple areas. The Palestinian Health Authority puts the death toll in Gaza overall now at more than 18,000, while nearly 85% of the population has been forced to flee their homes. 1,200 people in Israel, mostly civilians, were killed during the October 7th Hamas attack that triggered the war.
And the Israeli military released footage, which it says shows troops operating in the Gaza Strip. Israel has vowed to press ahead with an offensive against Hamas, which it says could continue for weeks or months. Hamas has been declared a terrorist organization by Canada and other nations.
Now, the Israeli Agency for Civilian Cooperation are also releasing a video which it says shows aid trucks being inspected at the Kerem Shalom crossing and heading to Gaza. The healthcare system and humanitarian aid operations have collapsed in large parts of the area because of the ongoing fighting and Israel's blockade. Aid workers have warned of starvation and the spread of disease among displaced people in overcrowded shelters who are also living in tent camps.
Meantime, the UN voted yes on a resolution demanding an immediate humanitarian ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war.
The result of the vote is as follows: 153 in favor, 10 against, 23 abstentions. Draft resolution A/ES10/L27 has been adopted.
The majority of members of the organization.
Canada was among the countries that voted in favor of the non-binding resolution. Canada's position represents a shift in its long-standing position of voting with Israel on major resolutions at the international body.
And Canada also supported a U.S. amendment to the resolution that would have explicitly condemned Hamas, but that amendment did not receive the required amount of votes to be adopted. Let's listen to Ambassador Bob Rae at the UN yesterday.
We are alarmed at the diminishing safe space for civilians in Gaza. The price of defeating Hamas cannot be the continuous suffering of Palestinian civilians. Canada remains deeply concerned by the humanitarian crisis and its severe impacts on Palestinian civilians, especially women and children. The ongoing humanitarian crisis has weighed heavily in Canada's decision to support this resolution.
Also important to keep in mind that the Americans did vote in opposition to this resolution as well yesterday at the United Nations.